Good morning. It's Marina Gabor here with Summit Writing Academy. I want to welcome you, and we are going to have a little chat this morning about how to get your child's writing focused. If you are a parent of a writer who is writing at about an intermediate level, you have come to the right place. We are going to find a solution for focusing your child's writing. So what does this even mean? Well, last week we talked about how to get your kid writing, and we want to start by writing small bits and then expanding over time so that they get in the habit of producing more written work. Now, writing is not just for language arts. You've probably noticed they have to write for history, or if you're in Canada, social studies, they have to write science reports. They have to write in real life. Writing is a huge part of what we do, and it's a huge part of the way we communicate, especially now. So, how can we get it from this disorganized content that doesn't really make sense to the reader to something that people actually want to read and something that your kids want to write? Sometimes that's half the battle. And part of it is they don't know who they're writing for. They don't know why they're writing. So how can we ask them to put something on paper that makes sense when they don't even know who they're writing for or why they're writing for, why they are writing it? They need a clear purpose. So that's one of the first things that we're going to talk about is how do we have this clear purpose? Well, we need to know who we're writing for. And this is more than just the instructor or because my mom made me. The piece of writing needs to be speaking to somebody. So perhaps you've said, you need to write a story. Well, why am I writing this story? Well, you need to write it for your little sister because she needs to be entertained. So there you go. You know that I'm writing for my little sister who is 8 years old, which automatically means I'm going to use a certain vocabulary. I'm going to have certain ideas because I'm writing for an 8-year-old. And the purpose is to entertain. It's not to inform her about something or persuade her to do something. The whole purpose of the story that I'm writing for my sister is to entertain an 8-year-old. So when you go to write that story, you have a far better idea of what you need to put in there, what ingredients you need, what kind of word choice, what kind of sentence structure. You're probably not going to have huge, complex sentences. You're writing for an 8-year-old. What if you ask them to write about basketball? Your child loves basketball, so you figure, okay, write me an essay about basketball. Well, that's a huge subject, a huge topic. There's so many things you could write about. Even if they love basketball, they're still going to be floundering. So who's going to read this essay about basketball? And why would the reader want to read it? So perhaps you say, hey, can you write an essay about basketball? Because there are some younger students or students that haven't played a lot of basketball and they don't know much about it. And so let's write this essay. We're going to inform them how the game works, who the players are, maybe some more information to get them enthused about the game. So now we know who we're writing for and why we're writing it. What's the end result? Maybe your child just learned a new skill. Maybe they are helping you or your husband change the oil in the car. A good skill to have. And nowadays we have a bit more time on our hands. Maybe this is a skill that some students are learning. And so you say, great, let's write some instructions on how to change the oil. Well, who are we writing this for? Perhaps they're writing it to another newbie who has never changed the oil before, and they are giving them step-by-step instructions. They're going to use certain words. They're going to explain the terms differently than if I know some students, they know vehicles inside out, backwards. They can tell you all the terms and all the names for all the parts and how they all fit together. If you are writing an essay geared to that reader, you're going to use more advanced language, more, educators call it domain specific. So it means that it is words that you're using specifically for that topic. So you can see that knowing your audience and knowing why you're writing to that audience can help focus. I'll give one example before we sign off here today, and that is my daughter wanted a hamster, desperately wanted a hamster. So I thought, all right, write me a persuasive essay about why you want a hamster and why I should let you have this hamster. Now, I didn't have a problem with her having a hamster. I was going to say yes, but I was curious to see what she would say. So she knew that I was her audience. So in her essay, she was speaking to me. She was using words that made sense to me, that reflected the dynamic of our relationship. And the purpose was to persuade. And so she did. She was very focused. She was writing to me to persuade me to get this hamster. And she did a great job. Her writing voice came through. She was very focused and she was able to accomplish the task. So I'm going to encourage you, as you are helping your kids write, ask them, who is this for? Who is the reader? And what do you want them to do? Are you just informing them about something? Are you trying to entertain? Or are you persuading? What are you doing? Why are you writing this? And that might help them. So they're still only writing in small chunks of time. That's fine. But let's make that focused and efficient. And let's help them succeed with that. Now, if you have any questions about this, put them down in the comments below. I'm happy to dialogue about this some more. And also, Summit Writing Academy helps students focus their writing, find their audience, and find the purpose for what they're writing. I'll put in the chat box below the link. You can go, you can sign up for Summit Writing. We can help you help your child. If you are not interested or don't have the time or energy to think about, how do I help my kid focus their writing? Thank you for joining me today, and I will sign off until next time.